Okay, good evening, students. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on the time that you'll be viewing this video. Remember in class you said you didn't understand how to protect your USB from disturbing or preserving it from, getting interrupted. So I'm going to show you that today. I'll be very slow as possible as I can. So to do that, you run your Regit. Okay, so you go run, and then we are saying yes. So, how do you protect it? So under the Ivy key local machine, so you go to systems, yeah? Once you go to systems and then you go to current control set. So once you go to current control set and then you go to controls. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. You go under the Ivy key local machine. Once you open that, you need to go to systems. Once you go to systems, you must go to current control sets. Once you go to current control sets, you go to controls. Okay. Now, under the controls, that is where you are going to create your key. Okay. So you right click on control. Okay. Right click. Once you right click, you go to new. So once you go to new, you go to key. Okay, because we are creating a new key. And this new key, we are calling it storage, capital S. Okay. Writing. Storage. Okay. Device policies. Okay. There's a wind coming, I think. Let me close my house. Okay, so once you create that, remember is storage device policies, and then you enter. Now, under this key, we want to create a value that will help us to protect, okay, to turn on the protection and to turn off the protection. Okay, so how do we then do it? So you still need to come and right click here, and then you go to new. When you go to new, you need to go to device right only. So the one that is written DWORD. And then you click there. The name that we are going to give our key, or I mean our value, will be right protect. Then it will be right protect. Okay, so right protect, that is our key. Protect, yes. Okay, so when we are done, we now need to give it a set. Okay, and that set, if you click on it, okay, so if you look at it, so then we are going to give it maybe, remember, 1 means it's on, 0 means it's off. Yeah, did you see what I did? Let me just redo that again. You right click, you modify, and then when you modify, You say 1, we give it a value of 1. 1 means it's what? It's on. And then you say okay. So once you put now your 1 there, so that means now when it's on, that means the device is what? It's protected when it's 1. So, but we want to make it easy so that we don't be coming here. So when you want to make it easy so that this key are automatically stored or saved on the desktop, that's when now you need to come back to your key, which is storage device policy. You right click on it and then you go to export. When you go to export, we are going to export it where? On the desktop. Now this key is the one for turning on, right? Because of 1. Okay, so then you write, we store it as write, protect, on. Okay, so write, protect, on. So meaning now that, okay, and then you, which Wahala is this one? Okay. Okay, and then you can see now on the desktop that it's here. So we are going to write now the one for turning off. Remember? So for one for turning off, then still do the same thing. You right click, go to modify, and then change the code, change the value to 0. Okay, so once you put 0, you say okay, and then you go back now to your key, you right click, you export on the desktop, yes, and then you write, protect, pro, 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 protect, off. Okay, so now is write, protect, off, and then you save. Okay, so once you save, you can see now we have on and off. So we are done there. Now, let's see if they are working. Okay, now the key that is currently on is on. Okay, so if I may to write, I want you to see the changes that are happening here. Okay, so let me run this one now. Okay, and then say yes, and then say yes. Okay, you see the value have changed here, that now the protection is on. If I want to the protection to be okay, let me now put in my USB. You'll see what will happen. So I'm going to put in my USB because the protection is on. Okay, I'm putting in USB. This is the wrong USB that I'm putting in. Let me remove it. Okay. Let me see if I have another USB here I can use. Okay, so I'm going to use this USB here. Let's see what will happen. The USB does not want to enter. Huh? What's wrong with this USB now? Okay. Now, it's in. Okay, so this is the USB that we have. Supposingly now, you want to copy this. So if you go there and then you say copy, okay, I think that will work. Let's get something here on the desktop. Let's get copy. And then now let's go to the USB. And then we say paste. You see, it's saying what? The disk is written protected. So meaning that nothing can enter in this USB. Okay, so then we cancel, not a problem. So we cancel it. We remove our USB. Let's remove it. Now we want to run the protection off. So you run this key. So that run the off, and then you say yes, and then you say yes, and then you say yes. So you can actually see now it has changed to 0, meaning that it's off. Now we can insert our USB back. Okay, insert it back. There we go. And let's now try to paste and then say paste. Okay, now it's pasting because the protection is off. So if you are able to do that, then any USB that you are going to extract the image, remember before you run your FTK image, you must, please remember this, you must make sure that the protection is on. Okay, so thank you for that. Okay, so I will see you some other time in the next class. Okay, I hope that made sense. Bye.